You could talk to any SEAL and they could be the hardest dude on the planet. Everything goes out the window when you're in the water and you're freezing and you're covered in sand.
That's right, man.
How was Buds for you?
Yeah, it was rough, man. Yeah, it was interesting because when you show up, I think we had it was between probably around 220 guys there when you finally like kind of muster up as a class in Coronado. You're gonna lose between 80 and 85% of the class. And you're looking kind of across the formation, and it was a little unnerving because I'm like, all right, like other than a couple guys here, like everyone looks really fucking squared away. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing some chiseled jaw lines, I'm seeing some hard motherfuckers, and then I'm seeing, we had a UFC middleweight in our class. There were Olympic swimmers, Division I wrestlers, Division I lacrosse players. So that, these dudes, highly motivated caliber of individuals that were all convening to do this ridiculous thing. So that was my first thought, is like, all right, where are they going to trim the fat? Because I ain't seeing it, right? And I hope am I the fat? Yeah. Am I the fat,
You're like, okay, I get it.
But as expected, the system works, man. It does its thing. And I think the guys that made it genuinely wanted to do the job that came at the end of the selection process.
Not the title.
And I think the guys that didn't make it, whether maybe they don't realize it or not, were more attached to the idea of being the title and what would come with that, with, maybe being feared by other men, or maybe I can get, a girlfriend, whatever those reasons were for them. I think those were the surface level reasons don't hold up when things get really bad.
You get sniffed out real quick.
Yeah. And so, when it's 2 a.m. and you're hypothermic laying in the Pacific, on very little sleep, your reasons need to be really valid, because you're, like any situation, that little voice in your head is going to start justifying the off ramp. You know what I mean? And anyone that had any bit of an off ramp, like it's going to become real apparent, like 4-lane highway off ramp right off to the right. You can just take it. You know what I mean?
And then they present it to you
yes,
like this treat, like just ring the bell.
Yes.
It's right here.
So you go from seeing that giant group to like, and you run in formation, like on base, like to go to and from chow and stuff. So in the very beginning, there's this long centipede of guys that, are running with our stupid little helmets and our little canteens. And, to even just across the road, like they got to like the stoplight.
Yeah.
And then, here we are 4 weeks later, and it's just a little 19-man crew, lean as fuck. That same, you know what I mean? Like just 4 weeks ago was this huge group of dudes that had probably been training for this for, many years. Many probably had been thinking about it since they were kids, and just that quick, the fat is already trimmed. So that was kind of like really wild to me, because I'm just